Welcome back, everyone. Vaping can lead to memory issues as well as other mental and physical health problems.
That's according to a study done by doctors right here in Utah. Fox 13's Aaron Cox has been following this story for the past 2 years.
There are many reasons people pick up vaping. Nabras Al-Hamdani picked it up socially, but ended up alone in the hospital.
I had to stay on steroids for about a week and a half, and I took some antibiotics, but it was mostly the steroids to help rebuild my lungs because they were so damaged.
That was an interview we did with Al-Hamdani in late 2019 during a huge outbreak of what doctors are calling EVALI.
E-cigarette or vaping-associated lung injury.
The outbreak spurred Dr. Denitsa Blagev with Intermountain Healthcare to look deeper into long-term effects from those hospitalized for vaping.
It's not a minor blip in somebody's life.
Scans showed the difference between a healthy lung and one that has been impacted by vaping. The healthy lung is completely black inside the middle. A lung impacted by vaping shows white-gray specks, which indicates injury to the lungs.
Patients who have had a history of EVALI a year later still have really high rates of clinical level of disorder of anxiety and depression. Cognitive impairment a year out of that diagnosis is really concerning for the severity of that one episode of illness.
The study looked at 91 patients, all around the age of 31, who suffered EVALI a year after their initial diagnosis. About 15% had severe trouble breathing after walking 100 yards, 57% had anxiety, 34% had depression, and Dr. Blagev says vaping numbers have actually increased since 2019.
We saw a number of things over this last year that are really unusual. We were seeing people that were especially with quarantine, that were like alone and isolated and vaping all the time.
I have completely stopped vaping, all of that, and my lungs feel so much better.
Dr. Blagev says COVID-19 has prevented them from having their research patients here at the hospital to have lung x-rays to see if there is still damage there. That is the next step in their research. In Salt Lake City, Aaron Cox, Fox 13 News, Utah.